Scientists discovered something buried inside Einstein's own equations for over a century, an object so impossible, most refuse to believe it. An object that violently spits out everything a black hole swallows, with more force than any explosion in the known universe. Einstein's own equations predicted its existence in 1915, but he refused to believe it and called it a mathematical error. Because if white holes are real, our entire understanding of how the universe works collapses completely. Every model, every theory, gone. They cannot be created through any known process. They cannot be destroyed. They simply appear, and they eject matter violently. And some physicists seriously believe one might be sitting silently at the very center of our Milky Way galaxy right now. This is the most terrifying object that theoretical physics has ever been forced to imagine, and it cannot be disproven. And the worst part, some cosmologists believe we might already be living inside one, right now, without knowing it. You already know what a black hole is, a region of space where gravity is so extreme that nothing escapes. Nothing. Once something crosses the event horizon, the point of no return, it is gone forever. No force in physics can reverse that. But in 1915, when a revolutionary new theory of gravity was completed, its equations revealed an unexpected problem. The equations worked perfectly in both directions, matter falling into a black hole, and matter exploding violently out from one. Physics calls this time reversal symmetry. The math had no preference for direction, and that meant white holes had to exist. A white hole is exactly what it sounds like, the perfect, total, mathematical opposite of a black hole in every way. Nothing in the universe can enter it. Every particle, every photon, every bit of matter is violently ejected before reaching it. Even light, the fastest thing in existence, cannot penetrate it. It is the universe's most perfectly impenetrable barrier. Think about that for a moment. A black hole devours everything it touches. A white hole violently rejects everything that approaches. Two objects, identical mathematics. One pulls everything in, crushing it to nothing. The other explodes everything outward, touching nothing. For decades, most physicists dismissed white holes as a pure mathematical artifact, a ghost in the equations that could not possibly be real. But pure mathematics does not hallucinate, it does not make mistakes, and every version of the equations insisted white holes had to exist. To truly understand white holes, you first need to understand what spacetime actually is, and why it can bend, twist, and break. Every massive object in the universe bends space-time around itself. The heavier the object, the more violently space-time is distorted. A black hole does not just bend space-time, it punches completely through it. No bottom, no exit, infinite crushing depth forever. If a black hole punching through space-time itself just shook you, subscribe to Noxar Flux right now. We release powerful space stories every single week. The math keeps insisting something impossible is real, and what the equations are hiding next is darker than anything you have heard so far. A white hole is that exact same puncture in space-time, but pointing in the opposite direction, outward instead of inward. Physicists call this the Kruskal-Sekares diagram, a complete map of space-time showing black holes and white holes existing simultaneously. In this diagram, space-time is divided into four regions. Black holes occupy the future, white holes are locked in the past. A white hole is not a separate object, it is a black hole, the exact same black hole, running backward through time. Same singularity at the center, same crushing gravity, same event horizon, just reversed, time flowing the wrong direction through identical physics. Whatever matter a black hole consumed and crushed over billions of years, a white hole violently ejects all of it back out. Not slowly, not gently, explosively, catastrophically, every atom compressed into a singularity suddenly erupting outward in a single violent moment. The eruption is only the beginning, because what this does to the rest of the universe is something no physicist was prepared for. Here is where it gets truly terrifying, because this is not abstract math anymore. This has real, observable consequences for our universe. Some of the most respected physicists now believe black holes and white holes are connected by Einstein-Rosen bridges, wormholes. Matter enters the black hole on one side of the universe. It exits through the white hole, somewhere completely different entirely. That somewhere else could be another galaxy billions of light years away, another universe entirely, another dimension of time itself. This is not science fiction written for entertainment. This is published, peer-reviewed, rigorously tested theoretical physics accepted in major scientific journals. They propose something radical, that dying black holes do not simply disappear into nothing. They bounce, they transform, they become something else. That bounce happens at maximum compression, when the singularity reaches its absolute physical limit, and at that moment, a white hole is born. But here is the problem. Time near a singularity moves differently. The bounce takes billions of years to any outside observer. But from the perspective inside the white hole itself, the entire bounce is instantaneous. No time passes, it simply happens. Drop a comment right now. Do you believe we are living inside a white hole? Or do you think this is just beautiful mathematics with no connection to physical reality? At the Planck scale, 10 to the power of negative 35 meters, quantum gravity completely takes over from classical physics. Quantum mechanics allows something called tunneling, particles appearing on the other side of barriers they physically should never be able to cross. The singularity quantum tunnels through its own physical limit. Black hole becomes white hole. Death becomes birth. Destruction becomes creation. Everything the black hole consumed and crushed over billions of years of cosmic time erupts violently outward in one catastrophic moment. One single moment, billions of years of compressed cosmic material released simultaneously. That is what any observer would witness from the outside. Time behaving differently inside and outside changes everything, and the next discovery makes this even more impossible to ignore. Now here is the question that makes physicists deeply uncomfortable, the one they avoid asking out loud in conference rooms. What is the single most powerful, most violent, most energetic explosion ever recorded anywhere in the observable universe? Gamma-ray bursts. They release more raw energy in 1 second than our sun will produce across its entire 10 billion year lifetime. And despite decades of advanced research and billions in telescope funding, we still do not fully understand what actually causes them. But when scientists modeled a white hole eruption and compared the energy signature, it matched gamma-ray bursts almost perfectly. The energy signatures matched, and when you hear what this means for the thousands of bursts we have already recorded, you will not sleep the same way tonight. Some of the world's most credentialed physicists now openly propose that certain gamma-ray bursts are literally white holes erupting. We have detected and recorded thousands of gamma-ray bursts across the observable universe, thousands of potential white hole eruptions already cataloged. Already erupting, already releasing incomprehensible energy across the cosmos, not in the distant past, right now as you watch this video. And if one of those eruptions occurred close enough to Earth, the gamma radiation would strip our atmosphere away within minutes. No warning system could detect it in time. No technology could stop it. No shelter would protect you. Absolute total extinction. But that is still not the most deeply unsettling part. There is something far more disturbing that scientists rarely discuss publicly. Think carefully about the Big Bang, the single moment that created all space, all time, all matter, and all energy in existence. A singularity of infinite density and infinite temperature, suddenly with zero warning, exploding outward violently in all directions simultaneously. They look identical, not similar, not comparable, mathematically, structurally, physically, absolutely identical in every measurable parameter scientists can test. The initial conditions of the Big Bang and the mathematical model of a white hole eruption are within current physics completely indistinguishable. They are mathematically identical, and what that means for the origin of our entire universe is the most disturbing conclusion in this entire story. Some of the most respected cosmologists on Earth have asked this question directly in published papers. Was the Big Bang a white hole? If yes, if that question has a yes answer, then our entire universe was physically born from a black hole in another universe. And every black hole inside our universe is simultaneously creating a brand new universe with its own white hole and its own Big Bang. Infinite universes, infinite white holes birthing infinite Big Bangs, infinite cycles of creation and destruction repeating without beginning or end, forever. The edge of our observable universe, the cosmic horizon, is a boundary beyond which nothing can ever reach us. Sound familiar? Beyond the cosmic horizon, light and information can never reach us, trapped forever by the expansion of space-time, just like a black hole. We exist inside a region of space-time where absolutely nothing from outside can penetrate or reach us, a perfect sealed bubble of reality. A region that continuously expels matter and energy, from which nothing from outside can enter. That is a white hole's defining property. We might not be living near a white hole, We might be living inside one, experiencing its eruption as the expanding universe. The universe itself, every galaxy, every star, every atom of everything you have ever known, could be white hole ejecta. A microscopic bubble of compressed matter violently spat out of a singularity in another universe, now expanding into an infinite, unknowable void. And somewhere out there, beyond every horizon we can observe, a black hole in another universe is still feeding, still growing. White holes should not exist according to the physics we can directly observe, but the mathematics we trust completely insists that they do. They cannot be directly observed with any telescope we currently possess, but their fingerprints, their unmistakable signatures, are absolutely everywhere. In every gamma-ray burst that overwhelms our detectors with impossible energy, in every ancient galaxy that should not exist according to our models, in the very explosion that created you, that created every atom in your body, 13.8 billion years ago, the Big Bang itself. The universe is not just stranger than you think, it is stranger than you are currently allowed to imagine, and physics is slowly proving it. And maybe, just maybe, that profound strangeness, that impossible mathematics, that terrifying cosmic truth is exactly where all of us came from. Subscribe to Noxar Flux so you never miss a story. New white hole and deep space documentaries are coming every single week, only on this channel.